I attracted a lot of subscribers, people who are suffering an illusion. You know, it's ages old. It's not just me here saying that people are not real. They're not existent. So the pain that all of my subscribers, most of them, because I'm getting 3 a day from one video, and that is the gift-giving narcissist, which I don't really have a problem with narcissists in my life. I know that they are there, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, well, they will disenfranchise your efforts to be who you can be if you're a higher vibrational frequency, so you just stay away from it. I mean, you're disappointed, and that's part of the process of life, much more than what you're understanding, because you can't even get past the fact that people don't exist. There are human beings, there are beings. Have you ever got a load of people's beings and how that all we can own is our behaviors? What I really wanted to say, I know this is like too much of a, probably just hocus pocus for a lot of people. I don't know, man. I'm just so beyond that suffering unnecessarily. There is life that is full of it, and then you realize, well, it's not really suffering, this is bliss. But you have to get rid of the unnecessary suffering, which is, one of them is thinking that people are more important to be involved with than the truth and reality. Never is it going to be a more important thing to become aware, that is reality itself, and then know the truth, and that includes the truth about people. If you think people are it, you have a rude awakening. Most likely, this language is foreign to you. You probably never had parents who talked about it. See, my dad, even though he wasn't perfect, and my mom had to kick him out of there because he was a cerebral narcissist, not really very together as, say, a being. You know, a human being. It's hard here. I don't really say, oh, he was a complete failure. No. I say the system is failing people and making people look a certain way. Like, we don't even really know how men and women are supposed to operate here. It's all very, very suggested into the mind, and people are trying to work this madness, and it's like, will you please stop? So, cerebral narcissist, well, getting back to just narcissism, you know, the cerebral narcissist is making an effort to educate themselves beyond the scope of the average intellectual, which is, oh God, that is a terrible thing to open up as a can of worms, because knowledge isn't it. Knowing is it. Those are two diametric opposites. Knowledge is past tense. Knowing is your experience. Boy, and you know, I am, myself personally, I am getting really weary and impatient and sick and tired. It's like, where do I belong? I don't belong in the United States. I certainly don't belong talking to people here, because the truth is more what we should talk about if you would want to make use of the wind going past your teeth. You don't talk about people, and you don't talk about, you know, people who bring up a past issue. It means they haven't gotten over it. And so now, what will we do? Will we teach them how to, well, you have a choice now, it's called now. And what are you going to do? Live in the past as a people, or are you going to live in the present as love, just being human? See, I am so, like, a lot of people wouldn't know and wouldn't care, really, to rise above that level of people. Like, you think people are the answer. No. Not even the way I can't fucking articulate all the words. Fucking sick and tired of Mercury being afflicted by Pluto. I can't even get my fucking words out, and nobody really can with Pisces in the air right now. Gotta dictate better. Fucking sick and tired of repeating ourselves. Really, where I'm at spiritually and with my enlightenment, like I said, I gotta get the fuck out of the country. I gotta find a way to liquidate all my shit and get to the place where I know I need to be, which is very similar. Really, I don't need to go anywhere, but it's looking like I'm going to be pinched out of here like a zit. It's like, nah, nobody there is a place for you. It's calling, it's waiting. If it's supposed to happen, it will. Take my advice. That's the truth. But if you're not connected to your own intelligence and the way you feel, then you're stuck and stagnated, and you're going to be in a box forever. And congratulations, you've made it to the living dead. You're listening to somebody here to just, no, I haven't been doing that. No, not really. No, I'm living my dream. Do you know anybody who lives their dream? Well, I have, and it's just time to dream more. And I've been allowing, it's a lot different than your childhood dream. It's allowing in the process of life more and more becoming awake. What is the concern? Oh my God, it's certainly not people. Get over them. The answer is the truth. Always. Never people. Never people. You're going to have to go through them, and you're going to hope that they know the truth. Oh, good God. 80% of you, apparently, according to psychological statistical studies, don't know what the truth is because you don't know where it is. Why? Because you don't know what reality is. Now get that through your head. I thank God that I'm fucking isolated, and I do. I get fucking so fucking short-tempered and fucking impatient with people. People that think that they're more real than the truth. They think they can possibly be more real than reality. That's the fucking conversation that is missing from way back in your childhood. Nobody knows what reality is. It's all about this mental status and people, and really you're a bunch of sick. That's a sick place. It's poisonous. It's poison. It's not your real life. That is the truth about people and the mind. And I thank God that I could just turn this off and go to a quiet space. I can turn off Wi-Fi and just say, fuck the confusion of fucking people. Go to the truth. That is the only right answer. And there is the truth about people. Do you want to know about that? Well, why do we call them people versus just being human? There is a real thing. People can have really being, because that's an imagined thing. They're not real. Your mind isn't real. It's not. And what we mean is by that is that it can't have existential reality. See, this is something that's getting like more and more just like, well, wait a minute, stop. Who cares what you think Jesus looked like? Who gives a fuck? That person's fucking life was private, and now you're still meddling in it. Why don't you get your own fucking life and figure out what it feels like to start knowing something more than what you're being confused by other people's confusion. Go for the truth. That's always the answer. Certainly not people. It's not people.